In this video, we will show you how to read actively using the SQ3R method. Active reading is a process or technique of actively engaging with the text we are reading. Often we read passively, that is, we take in the information we read without questioning or making personal connections with the text. When we passively read, we do not gain as much from our reading as when we actively read. Reading actively is much more intentional. It's about reading with purpose. This approach involves making meaning of the reading and taking specific steps during the reading process. Have you ever read an assigned chapter or article and upon finishing it say to yourself, "I have no idea what I just read"? This is a common experience and a huge waste of time. When we read actively, we try to understand the text thoroughly by reading slowly and carefully, pausing to question a main idea or to re-examine a passage that confuses us, and interpreting the larger meanings and implications of the text we're reading. Reading actively will save you time by paying more attention to what you read the first time. Just as important, it will increase your memory of the reading, your understanding of the material, and your overall learning by helping you make connections as you read. Before you begin the reading process, take a moment to ask yourself, why was this reading assigned? Your professors select readings intentionally with specific content and concepts to be covered. By understanding the context or the why, the brain will already be looking for the most relevant information. If reading an article or chapter is part of your own research or writing process, ask yourself, what is it I need to find from this source? How is it connected to my research question or the main idea of my paper? Now for the approach. A tried and true active reading approach for efficiently tackling college-level material is the SQ3R method. SQ3R stands for survey, question, and the 3 R's, read, recite, and review. This method can be used for any textbook reading and for any online or print articles that you read or use for research in your courses. The first step is to survey. Resist the temptation to jump right into reading the passage. Instead, take a few minutes to glance through or survey the chapter or article to identify the subject matter, the point of view, and the overall purpose of the text. Think of it like looking things over from a bird's eye view in order to help prepare yourself to receive the subject at hand. You'll do this by previewing the text, paying special attention to titles, headings, and subheadings that declare the big ideas or broad overview of the article or chapter. Notice any graphics, diagrams, charts, etc. They are there to make a point. Don't overlook them. Notice different styles of text such as italics or boldface print. And finally, summaries and end of article or end of chapter questions. These things are included to help you process the text. Surveying will hopefully trigger some background information you might already know about the topic, in addition to helping you estimate how long it will take to do the reading, which is important from a time management perspective. Step 2 is to question. During the surveying process, ask yourself some targeted questions. You can even turn a boldface heading into questions you think will be answered in that section. For example, if the heading is "The War of 1812 Begins," it takes less than 30 seconds to ask yourself questions such as, who was involved in the war? Why did the war begin? Where was the war fought? By asking these questions, it activates the brain in a way that will motivate you to look for those answers. When your mind is actively searching for answers to questions, it becomes engaged in the learning process. Step 3, the first of the 3 R's, is to begin reading, with the goal of a few paragraphs or one section at a time, depending on how dense the material is. Search for the answers to your questions as you go along. Also, pay attention to cues. Cues are the "oh, that reminds me of." If I'm paying full attention, the brain is trying to help you make full connections between the reading and something else you already know or understand. So listen to that cue and write it down in the margin or on a sticky note you can attach to the page. Also write down keywords, words that trigger a memory to you as to what the paragraph is about, a way to annotate as you are reading. These steps will better prepare you for upcoming class lectures, discussions, and course assignments. The second R is to recite. After reading a few paragraphs or one section as described in the reading step, stop reading and take time to recite. This means to summarize the section in your own words, as if you are sharing the main ideas with someone who never read it. By summarizing, you can gain control of the text and prove to yourself that you understand what you just read. If you're able to recall and explain the key information, this means you're reading effectively and you can move on to the next step. If you can't summarize what you just read, don't read any further, since you have not taken away what you need from the reading. Perhaps you're distracted or fatigued and need to take a break. After a reset, try again by going and rereading before moving forward. The final R and the final step in the process is to review. Once you've arrived at the end of the chapter article, take some time to review. Read through your reading notes and perhaps add to or take additional notes while the information is fresh in your mind. And again, use your own words to summarize the most important aspects of the reading. This can be done in writing, out loud to somebody else, or to yourself. The key is to get it out of your head to avoid the illusion of knowing, that I think I know it. And remember, information must be worked more than once for it to be encoded long term, so review content regularly to interrupt the forgetting process. This will help you retain information from week to week and better prepare for upcoming exams, papers, and assignments. And all of this will help you maximize your academic time both inside and outside of the classroom. Thank you for watching our video, Active Reading with the SQ3R Method. Now it's time to practice this strategy yourself so you can become more effective and efficient in your approach to reading. And for more information on academic support resources and strategies, visit us at usm.maine.edu/agile.